Hey guys, it's Jill and this video is going to be a book haul from shopping my old book stash. I recently was at my parents' house for reading week and I found so many old books that I wanted to bring back. Most of these I read them in middle or high school, or a few of them I actually didn't even read. If you're new to my channel, I do book content and sometimes I'll do the occasional vlog as well. But I'm gonna get right into it, and one of the books that I found was the selection, and I know a few people have talked about this on BookTube and TikTok. When I read it, I thought it was okay if I'm remembering correctly, but this was probably more than 10 years ago that I read this, but I'm definitely wanting to read it again to see. And then I have probably my favorite series when I was definitely my favorite series when I was in middle school, and that is the Hunger Games trilogy. I have the Hunger Games and Catching Fire. I tried to get my dad to find in the basement Mockingjay, but he wasn't able to find it, so I guess I'm gonna have to buy it. But I love these books so much. I remember reading this one I think like 4 times. If I'm honestly, all this stuff was so long ago, like I'm pretty sure I read this multiple times. And I was just obsessed, and I was so excited for when the movies came out. I would buy the tickets for the movies literally on the day that they were available, and I'm so excited to read these ones again. Don't quote me on this, but I think they were one of the first dystopian book series to really get popular and really got me into the whole dystopian type of books when I was younger. And like I said, I really liked the dystopian books, so I have a few more here. And I have the Divergent series, well, part of the series. I have Divergent, and then I have Allegiant and Insurgent. Again, I tried to get my dad to find it in the basement. He couldn't find it, so I feel like I'm gonna buy it eventually so I can reread the whole series together. But this one was also like one of my top book series with the Hunger Games. And also this movie, something about this movie, I love it so much, especially the one scene where they're ziplining feels so nostalgic to me for some reason, and I really love these books. So actually I didn't even finish this one because I think I got spoiled to what happened in the end, and I didn't like it, so then I just didn't even finish it. As you can see, there's kind of a theme going on here. But another book series, this one was kind of dystopian but also had romance along with it, and that was the the Delirium series. And I actually remember picking these books up because All That Glitters 21, or Elle Fowler, she talked about them in a few videos back in the day, and I was like, I need to try these because it seemed so cool. Based off what I remember, these books were about a society that believed love was a disease and that you needed to be cured of it. So then of course the main character, she falls in love with someone, and as a result she's kind of rebelling, I think. But I don't remember, the only one I really remember is this one, and I could not tell you at all what these ones are about, but I really want to read this series again as well. These next books were actually ones that I didn't read. Honestly, I probably just took them from my sister because they were all in her room. But the first one is Twilight, of course, and I haven't read this one. When it first came out, I remember my mom, she was getting it from my cousin, I think, and she read the back and she's like, that's weird. I think I was just too young for when it first came out. I love all the movies though, and usually I'll watch those in the fall time. Again, it just feels so nostalgic, so I think I'm gonna save this one for fall. The next book is The Last Song by Nicholas Sparks, and I haven't read any books by him, but I feel like he's a pretty popular romance novelist from the 2000s, 2010s time period. And I think that this one will be really sad, and I want to try this one out because I really liked the movie from what I remember. So I think the book will also be good. If the book is similar to the movie, this one's about a girl and she has to go to her dad's kind of beach town. I don't really remember what the reason was, but she has to go to the beach town and she meets Will, and she's kind of like not really super social. She doesn't really fit in with the other girls, and yeah, hopefully it's not the I'm not like other girls trope. But I remember the one scene when Maëlys playing the piano. I love that scene so much. It is such a pretty piece. But yeah, it's pretty much just their love story from what I think. And the next book is Everything Everything, and if my sister Emily, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, I'm gonna give these back to you if you want them, but I just took them to read because they were sitting on her shelf for a while. So I think I saw part of the movie of this. I don't remember if I finished it, but to my knowledge this one is about a girl who has a disease and she can't leave the house. She's pretty much has to stay in her house all the time with her nurse, and her mom are the only people that she ever interacts with. One day some neighbors move in and there's a boy that's around her age that she seems kind of interested in. They kind of have a pen pal relationship, and It is their romance, I think, but also I think it's kind of having to deal with the relationship between her and her mom, from what I remember from the movie at least. So I think this one will be interesting. And the last books I have are all from the series. I think there's 11 of them, but this is the infamous Click series. I remember reading these in middle school, and I was obsessed with Massey and all of the girls. They were just so iconic, and I think I have all of them except for the summer collection. I'm pretty sure that there's a book for each character, but I only have Claire. Yeah, on the back here there's a book for each of them. So I mean, I'm not gonna really get them, I don't really care now. I'm just reading these titles too. They're so funny, like My Little Phony, P.S. I Loathe You. I remember saying these things and my mom would be like, that does not sound nice, like what are you reading? These Boots Are Made for Stalking, Boys Are Us. It's so funny, and I feel like I'm gonna get a pretty good kick out of reading these again. If you haven't read the Click series before, it's about these girls who are really wealthy and they have a group of friends. These girls are super close, they do everything together, and then a new girl comes into town and her name is Claire, and she's not as wealthy and she doesn't really fit in with the rest of the girls, but she really wants to, and she wants to be a part of the clique. And I think honestly at times it's pretty sad because it just talks about how fleeting relationships and how kind of transactional these relationships are. So there's lots of drama between the friend group with boys and everything like that. So, and I'm pretty sure all of these girls are in middle school, which is so funny because the way they act is so not how like middle schoolers would act. Anyways, I'm so excited to read these again because they are just, I don't know, they just are my childhood. I don't think it would take too long either to read them. Here's the first one. They're all only like 200 pages, so I feel like this one's actually literally falling apart kind of on the spine. And that is going to be it for this book haul. I'm so happy that I was able to find all of these books because I didn't have to pay for them. It was all free from my parents' house, but I know there's gonna be some really good books in here, so they will last me for a little while. I hope that you enjoyed. Of course, if you read any of these books, let me know what you thought about them in a comment down below, or let me know any other book recommendations that you have for me. Please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye!